like to welcome you to our sharing tonight. This is not a lecture, but a sharing experience by which I was able to earn it for the past 25 years. And I do hope that we can learn a few things, few items from the discussion. So I have my PowerPoint presentation. I hope I can finish it in less than 30 minutes and hope you can find time to spare and listen and see what are presented in the PowerPoint presentation. So without much delay, as I welcome everybody, I hope yung ibang brothers and sisters natin or just naghahabol para makasama natin ngayong gabi, sana they will be here in a few minutes and will join us in our sharing portion. So, JS, subukan na natin yung ating PowerPoint presentation. If I may be allowed by my brothers and sisters, I will be sharing with you good governance and effective management for our cooperatives. And subtitle for this is Guardrails to a Safe, Sound, and Sustainable Cooperative. Again, my name is Brother Dil Noel Benegrado, Director ng CCFED, ng ating federation, and also a member of the Co-ops Corps, and also a member of CFC, of course, and also a director in our Co-ops for Christ in Iligan, Lanao del Norte. So again, brothers and sisters, allow me to share things I learned through the years. I've been in the cooperative movement since 1983, but in year 2000, from year 2000 up to 2020, I was very active in the management of cooperatives and federations. I was the Chief Executive Officer and President of the Co-op sa isang primary sa Iligan, actually the University Co-op, and then also very active in the Managers Association of Cooperatives in Mindanao, and also very active in the federations, specifically NATCO, the National Federation, and Mass Spec at the Federation in Mindanao. And I was very fortunate that I met a lot of people, a lot of leaders, a lot of managers along the way. And by way of sharing our experiences, I learned a few things about cooperative. So this is the time that I would like to share with you what cooperatives are and probably what is good governance and effective management. Again, we will be talking about governance. So how good is good management? How effective are we? And what makes our co-op safe, sound, sustainable? And what are these so-called guardrails and guideposts for cooperatives? So these are the key points that I would like to share tonight. Cooperatives. I don't know if all of us right now, tonight, who are with me, have experiences about cooperatives. For those who have, I think the words in the picture are very familiar with you. For those who are not members of cooperatives, masyadong magulo, masyadong complex. But if I have to define co-op, Co-op is just a group of people. Ayan lang po. With one aspiration, isang ideal. And we dream of a vision kung anong gusto nating makamtan in the future. And then we crafted our mission. Ano yung dapat nating gagawin? And what will be our business? And what will be our priorities as we move forward? At this point, I would like to say, co-op is a business of trust. So basically, that is it. Kailangan mayaman tayo sa trust. Trust ng ating members, trust ng ating officers at mga workers in the co-op, trust ng community as far as our co-op is concerned. And we see clearly the business we are in. We are in the business of serving our members and for the benefit of the members. That is what cooperatives are all about. We will be talking about governance. The more generic expression would be corporate governance, or a group, yung masa, yung grupo ng governance. Sometimes tayo sa cooperative, masyado tayong sensitive. Ayaw natin gamitin corporate governance. Gusto natin cooperative governance. Well, I think it's the same thing, but we do have our own principles sa cooperative. Again, if you take a look at the picture, ang daming sinasabi diyan. Kung hindi tayo officers, hindi tayo managers ng isang kooperatiba, kung we're just members of the co-op, this may be a little bit complex for us, but these are the things that we do when we speak of governance in the cooperative. Ito pa, dagdag ko lang sa inyo, pag kooperatiba ang pag-uusapan and talking about governance or management, we cannot avoid using the terms like team, working as a team, stakeholders oriented, and then words like leadership, delegation, teamwork, conflict management, negotiation, influencing others, and then at the core is how we communicate with one another. Pag management naman, meron tayong top management, meron tayong middle managers, meron tayong first line managers. For very small co-op, baka isa lang yan. No? Wala tayong middle, first line, top managers, simply management. Isang tao lang. Tapos meron siyang mga kasama na tumutulong sa kanya. But for big cooperatives, I happened to manage one long time ago. I had 350 employees. I am the chief executive officer. And I had 26 branches all over Mindanao. And we had about 45,000 members. If my memory serves me right, way back in 2014, before I left, that co-op was already a billionaire co-op, 1.3 billion pesos. And we started from small cooperative. And then we were able to succeed in getting the numbers. So from around 800 when I joined it, 800 members, we grew to 48,000. From 72 million assets, we grow to 1.3 billion pesos. From one office, we became 26 branches. So that's how we were successful then when I left that co-op. So we have small cooperatives and we have big cooperatives. In the Philippines, I think we have about 100 or so billionaire co-ops. Co-ops who have reached ₱1 billion or more. But there are many, many small co-ops in the Philippine cooperative movement. Let's talk about good governance. What is governance in the first place? It is just a set of principles and practices wishing to achieve transparency. Kailangan open tayo sa ating members. Alam nila yung ginagawa natin. We are fair to each and everyone. We encourage participation. Dapat yung mga members are fully engaged. Tapos, we believe in the rule of law because pag walang law, I think there will be chaos and disorder. We keep on talking about effectiveness and efficiency and how we are responsive to the needs of our members. There's got to be equity and inclusiveness. As much as possible, make consensus-oriented decisions in the co-op. So, in a nutshell, that's how we look at good governance. Principles and practices. Before I move forward, gusto ko lang kampanya principles ng kooperatiba. This is adopted universally. That means all over the world. Ito yung ating cooperative principles. That is what makes us different from corporations, from partnerships, from any other organizations, even the social enterprises. So the cooperative has its own set of principles. Ito'y inadapt natin way back in 1996 when the International Cooperative Alliance, our big organization, crafted these 7 principles. I'd like to just run through. The first is open and voluntary membership. That means everybody is ating pagmimembro. We believe in democratic control. What is very unique here is that bawat isa, bawat member has one vote. Kahit pa iba-iba ang kanilang contribution, monetary contribution sa ating kooperatiba. Halimbawa, ako meron akong 1,000 na deposit. And then ikaw, meron kang 100,000 pesos na deposit. Pagdating sa butuhan, sa eleksyon, I can cast one vote and you can only cast one vote. In other words, pare-pareho tayo, regardless of the amount of contribution in our co-op. This is unique and different from the corporations. Third is member economic participation. Kahit pa paano mga kapatid, sa isang kooperatiba, for us to exist, kailangan merong economic activity. Merong economic activity dahil yung mga members, meron silang pera na i-contribute sa kooperatiba kahit maliit na pera lang. And from this small amount of money, pag iipon-ipunin natin ito, lalaki yan, palaguin natin hanggang lalaki ng husto, and we will become millionaire co-ops and even billionaire co-ops. Tulad ng aming co-op, yung sinabi kong billionaire co-op namin, we started with 87 pesos. So pasimula, merong naghulog ng 2 pesos, 1 peso and 50 centavos, 5 pesos and so on, hanggang umabot ng 87 pesos sa simula. And without us knowing it, through the years, nagiging 1.3 billion pesos. We believe in democratic control and the allocation of the financial resources in the cooperative. Ika-apat na prinsipyo, autonomy and independence. Tayo mga kooperatiba are independent and self-help organizations and controlled by the members. So, kahit na sinusuportahan tayo ng gobyerno, we don't want them to dictate upon each one of us. We are independent and we would like to help ourselves grow through the years. Continuous education. Ito yung ating sikreto actually. Dapat patuloy yung ating education ng mga membro natin. There is no such thing as a saturation of education. Tuloy-tuloy ang pag-aaral. Even now, after 30 years, struggling pa rin tayo. In fact, in the Philippines, 150 years old na tayo. Pasimula ni Dr. Jose Rizal, hanggang ngayon, medyo magulo pa rin tayo. So kailangan continuous education. And sharing and best practice na susundin natin. Cooperation among cooperatives. This is the strength of cooperatives. Within the co-op are small people, small members. Maliit lang tayo, nag-iipon-ipon, we become strong. But among cooperatives, mag-iipon-ipon, tulong-tulungan tayo, then we become a big organization with an impact to the community. That is why we have local, we have regional, and we have national, and even international federations or group of cooperatives. Concern for community. Tayo sa kooperatiba is not only for money, hindi lang finance or so on, but we are more of sustainable development of our communities, especially Couples for Christ. So tayo naman, under tayo sa umbrella ng Couples for Christ, and in fact, we were invented by Couples for Christ. Nung una, nakita natin ang pangangailangan, sabi natin, ano kaya kung gagawa din tayo ng ating co-op under our umbrella, under our community. And that is why, for me, the most, sa akin na, mas love ko talaga ang co-ops for Christ. Kasi we believe that in the co-ops, we are working for our Lord Jesus Christ to serve Him and to serve our brothers and sisters. So, the name Co-ops for Christ. Ito lang po ang 7 principles na dapat nating malaman. Dito tayo umiikot-ikot. Yung mga principles, yung mga practices na sinasabi natin, galing po dito. Kunting statistics lang na gusto kong i-share sa inyo. There are about 12% of humanity who are members of cooperatives, or about 1 billion people. Kung 8 billion na tayo ngayon, for every 8 people, isa dyan is a member of the co-op. Or 1 billion people, members of the co-op. And then there are 3 million cooperatives worldwide. Kahit saan tayo pupunta, Russia, Ukraine, kahit saan man, mayroong kooperatiba. Sa Alaska, sa Japan, here in the Philippines. 10% of employees are members of cooperatives. So, ganyan tayo ka-significant. sa employees o sa working force. And cooperatives started in Rochdale, England in 1844. So you see, nasa ano na tayo, no? Ilang years na yan? 200, almost 200 years of cooperatives. Now, for the Philippine setting, there are about 20,000 Philippine cooperatives, 12 million members. So that's about 10% of the total population, percent, 12% of the total population, which is about 111 or 112 million. There are 334,000 co-op employees in the Philippines. And we have generated 623 billion assets. Malaki din ang ating asset size as far as yung buong membro ng kooperatiba sa buong Pilipinas. Guardrails and guideposts. Ito, gusto ko nang isentro dito. Pag sinasabi natin guardrails and guideposts, parang naglalakad tayo, kailangan natin ng direksyon. Kailangan natin ng may mga poste na ating sinusundan. Nagbibigay sa atin ng direction kung saan. Kasi hindi pwedeng kahit saan tayo pupunta o anong pupuntahan natin. Meron tayong dapat pupuntahan. We have a goal in life in the cooperatives. We have our vision and we have our mission. Dito, I'd like to, in a capsule, gusto ko lang pag-usapan yung ano yung guardrails, ano yung guidepost natin. Talking about strategic, yun bang big picture approach. Kung magtatayo tayo ng isang kooperatiba, ano yung gusto natin gawin? So, what's our big audacious goal sa kooperatiba? Yan ang dapat pag-usapan ng board of directors and the management. And then this will be presented to the whole membership in the General Assembly, and we call it a strategic plan. That includes the vision, mission, values, objectives of the co-op na kailangan i-spell out, i-clarify ng board, and matatanggap ng mga members. Strategic ang ating gagawin, the big picture. And then after that, tutuloy tayo sa operational guardrails and guideposts. Ano yan? Every day, gumagawa tayo, nagtatrabaho tayo sa kooperatiba, and that is where the management will come in. So, meron na tayong strategic that down to operational plans. And that includes financial. So kung credit cooperative tayo, which is usually the thing for cooperatives, nasa parang bangko tayo ng mga kasama natin, members. So we cannot avoid financial management. So part ng operational would be financial management. And every day we handle that. Now, there are a lot of regulatory bodies that are looking at us. Number one would be the Cooperative Development Authority, Department of Labor and Employment, local government units, national government agencies, and many more. Marami yan sila, and sila yung tumitingin-tingin sa atin at pinapasunod nila sa atin kung ano yung mga batas. So we need to be compliant. Cultural and behavioral, ito yon. Parang hindi natin makikita, invisible, and yet malalim ang dating. Cultural and behavioral. And what is good about Co-ops for Christ, nasa loob tayo ng Couples for Christ. We have our own culture in Couples for Christ, and we have defined the behavioral traits of members of Couples for Christ. Dapat ito ang magbigay sa atin ng liwanag kung ano yung ating cultural and behavioral approaches. Customer service. Tulad ng any kind of organization, prime to us is the customer, our members. So ano ba yung service na pwede nating ibigay sa ating mga membro? Ngayon, we cannot help but talk about technology and security. Lalo na sa money. In the business of money, kailangan tayong gumamit ng technology, mag-a-adapt tayo, and kailangan natin isasabak ang security measures sa ating operation. Decision making is key to our operations. Every day we make decisions. And every decision that we make has an impact, positive or negative. So kailangan ingat tayo sa ating decision making. And then performance as we move along. Quarterly performance, yearly performance, and so on and so forth. And then without forgetting, we will always talk about quality. Quality of our products and quality of our services. Along the way, pag-iingatan natin yung ating sense of accountability and consistency, especially in making decisions and maintaining organization integrity. My dear brothers and sisters, we clearly understand this. Just like we clearly understand ano yung ginagawa natin sa Couples for Christ. So dapat yun din ang gagawin natin sa Co-ops for Christ. Simple lang tayo. We need to be God-fearing, believing in our brothers and sisters, serving them. And we have our biases, pro-life, pro-poor, and so on and so forth. Pro-environment. Ito yung ating mga values and our cultural behaviors. What makes safe, sound, and sustainable cooperatives? First of all, pag safe, sound, and sustainable tayo, therefore stable ang ating co-op. And we go for the long haul. Yung pahabaan, hindi yung short-term. Long-term tayo mga kapatid. Kung pwede, even beyond our own lifetimes. In other words, we prepare our co-op for the next generation of members, especially our children and the children of our children. So dapat stable tayo in the long run. And foremost among us is kailangan we look at the well-being of our members. Sino ba ang ating mga members? Ano ba ang kailangan nila? Ano ba yung mga pangangailangan nila? And then we go beyond. From our members, individual members, now we go to the contribution that we have to the community and to the environment. So again, ano yung pwede nating magawa sa ating community sa Couples for Christ? Ano yung pwede nating magawa outside Couples for Christ, where we are operating? For example, in our case, sa Iligan City, here in Metro Manila, siyempre dito sa Metro Manila, anong magagawa natin? What's the impact of our co-ops for Christ in Manila? And then, mas malawak pa sa ating environment. Ano bang nagagawa natin? Ano bang magagawa natin sa ating environment to sustain our one earth? From here, mga kapatid, we should be talking about ethical leadership. And again, it's very easy for us kasi ito naman ang pinag-aaralan natin. Ito yung palaging sinasabi ng ating mga leaders sa ating mga household heads. Meron tayong sinusundan. And of course, we follow our Lord Jesus Christ. Kasi co-op tayo and we are handling money, we should be responsible as far as financial management is concerned. And we should be committed to our members and committed to sustainability. Dalawa ito, no? We need to be committed to our members and we need to be committed to sustainability, yung pangmatagalan. In the end, or in the bottom line, we need to be financially healthy and resilient communities. So, medyo mahaba-haba to, pero I'd like to isa-isay ko lang basahin. I don't have to explain so much, no? Kasi mauubos ang ating oras. Sa good governance and effective management, these are crystal clear sa atin. Ano ba yung vision natin? Ano yung mission natin? Ano yung purpose? Ano yung values na we cherish in the co-op? And then, pababa, kailangan let's have goals and objectives as well as strategies. Dapat nakasulat ito. Hindi pwede yung puro plano-plano lang, concept-concept lang. Nakasulat ito na pag-agrihan ng lahat at sinusunod. Under that would be programs and projects. And then we need to have a business plan every year. And then yung ginagawa natin, the officers, oversight, and the conduct of general assemblies. Going down, dapat meron tayong board meetings on a monthly basis. And the meetings of the board dapat nakafocus sa crafting of policies. Ano ba itong mga policies na ito? The policies should be geared towards what we can do to make our members happier, satisfied, and trust our cooperative. Pag meron na tayong policies, then the next part will be policy implementation, proper execution by the management. And then, tuloy-tuloy, dapat merong training, information, education, communication. Pag bawat isa dito ay kulang o mahina, kikita nyo, mahina din ang ating co-op. Mahina tayo sa training. Well, we don't know what we are talking about. We don't know what we are doing. Kung wala tayong adequate information and communication, hindi tayo maintindihan ng mga membro. Ano bang ginagawa ng co-op ngayon? Ano bang pwede nilang ibigay sa atin na serbisyo? And then education. Tuloy-tuloy ang ating education. For the officers, for the management, for the staff, and for all members. Products and services, promotions and development. Ito din. This is a continuing activity in the co-op. Tuloy-tuloy ang ating products and services. We promote them and we even develop them. Ito na yung board meeting. Tingnan niyo yung mga board members na yan, babae at lalaki, mga bata pa. Minsan yung ating board of directors matatanda na. So sabi ko sa mga kasama natin sa board, it's about time we pass the baton to the younger generation para tuloy-tuloy ang ligaya. Ito, makikita natin, mas marami ang mga bata. And therefore, mas energetic yan. Meron silang mga bagong kaalaman na gusto nilang isama sa ating board meetings. Now, for the role of the board, I would like to reiterate, kailangan sa kanila strategic direction and vision. Sila ngayon ang magbibigay ng direction and vision. Sila ang mag-i-initiate. Importante, meron silang oversight function over management and the operations. Hindi pwedeng iiwanan nila ang management pabayaan nila ang operations. Hindi naman sila pwedeng pumasok on a day-to-day basis. Importante lang merong oversight of management and operations. Sila din ang responsable sa financial stewardship. So, as we receive money from the members, let us use the money wisely because we are just stewards. We don't own the money. We are asked by the owners, take care of this money, let it grow, and allow us to experience returns from our money. Policy development and governance. Ito yung dapat gagawin ng mga board. So, hindi sila magmamanage. Sila ay gagawa ng mga policy tapos mag-govern sila. Ensure compliance and legal oversight. Ngayon, importante na sundin natin lahat ang mga batas para wala tayong sabit. And for any sabit, magastos yun. And negative yun sa atin. So kailangan trabaho ito ng board to be implemented by management. And then engage the community and the rest of the stakeholders. So the role of the board is to see to it that we are seen in a positive way by the stakeholders and the community at large. So ang mukha ng kooperatiba nasa mga board of directors. And then palagi nasa isip nila is sustainability and social responsibility. So ganito lang ka crispy short ang ating description of the role of the board. Madami ito, takes a long while for us to absorb everything. But ito lang in a nutshell. So ito na naman ang mga management na people, nag-uusap din parang board. Pero mas detalyado sila and then on a day-to-day ginagawa nila. Ang board naman is a policy. So framework. Ito naman sa kanila operation, execution, implementation. So role ng management, kikita nyo, implement the direction of the board. And then meron din silang oversight, but this time on the operational level. So hindi sa strategic, operational level. Sa management ng finance, mas matutok ang ating management. And then more importantly is people management. So pag mahina dito ang management, nako, problema tayo. Hindi magugustuhan ng mga members ang asta ng ating manager, ang ating loan officer. Mawawala ang ating po. Importante yung people management. Meron silang human resource. Employee development and training. Mga kapatid, importante na we can trust skillful people working in our cooperative. So kailangan i-develop sila, i-train sila. Effective community and stakeholders engagement. Sila pa din. The board meets once a month in a meeting. But the management reports to the office every day. At nakikita sila din ang frontliners as far as our stakeholders, the members are concerned. So kailangan effective sila. Engage our stakeholders and community. Leadership and organization culture. Mga kapatid, sinasabi ko kanina, ang mukha ng mga board directors will be the mukha of the co-op. But mas malalim ang dating pag ang manager ang makikita. Kasi siya doon ang every nakikita, siya ang leader talaga makikita. At siya din ang nag-project ng culture ng ating organization. Isipin nyo na lang, yung ating manager, pupunta sa mga gambling sessions o kung saan-saan man sila pumupunta. Paano ang trust and confidence ng mga members pag makita nilang ganun pala ang ating managers? So, importante yan. Decision making and problem solving. Ito yung ginagawa ng management. They make small, continuous decisions and solve problems along the way. Every day, every hour, hanggang hindi matapos-tapos yung mga trabaho. Dapat mag-isip sila ng innovation and adaptation. Kasi nagbabago. And then, dapat i-monitor yung performance and then report the performance with policies and for the board to give them. Tanong ngayon, sino ba ang mas importante? Who is the better one? Is it the board or is it the management? Ito yung mga ginagawa nila. Ito yun. Leadership excellence in many ways. Sino ba sa kanila ang mas importante? The better one. Pwede tayo spend a few minutes about this, but I'd like to answer that immediately. The board sets the vision and direction while the management executes and implements them. Tingin nyo, sino ang importante dito? Silang dalawa ang pinaka-importante. The board governs and oversees while management operates and executes daily, adapts and responds accordingly. Board and management are interdependently connected to align goals with operational capabilities. Ito yon. So we can never say na mas magaling ang board, mas magaling ang management, pwede walang board, pwede walang management, o isa na lang ang ilagay natin. Board na lang lahat or management na lang lahat. Hindi yun pwede. Kailangan may board and meron ding management. Both of them complements one another. So ang masasabi ko dito, complementation, interdependence. In the problem solving, reasoning, evaluating, and critical thinking to be done in the cooperative. In the board meetings and in the day-to-day management of our co-op as they operate. The role of board and management are equally important and complement each other, contribute a unique set of skills. They have unique perspectives and responsibilities only to ensure that the organizational health and sustainability and achievement of the goals of the co-op. Talagang kailangan silang dalawa. If either one has a vision but lack execution or vice versa, puro execution, walang vision, which is an indication or shows absence or ineffective board or management, then there is an unbalanced organization that will redound to a failed organization. Conclusion, tapusin na natin to. Number one is financial prudence and risk management. Ito yung isang importanteng gagawin sa kooperatiba. So medyo madetalye yan, technical yan. I don't want to discuss that here. Pero meron tayong tinatawag na financial prudence and risk management. Meron din tayong ethical governance and transparency. Board and management role, transparency and communication. Member-centric policies and services. That considers practices in the co-op, financial education, programs, member satisfaction and all. Operation efficiency and continuous improvement. We're talking about technical, cybersecurity, and continuous monitoring. Compliance to regulatory adherence. Ito yung sinasabi ko na magko-comply tayo. There's got to be internal control, audits in place ating co-op. Commitment to environment, social, governance practices. Brothers and sisters, ito yung our religious biases. Kasi gusto ko lang sana nakafocus lang tayo as a co-op. But we know for a fact na mas importante pa dito yung spiritual and religious commitment natin sa Panginoon. Sustainable lending, community investment, eco-friendly operations. Sound growth and expansion strategies. Kahit papano, tutubo tayo, lalago tayo, kailangan tayong rational and expansion strategy. Measured expansion, yung product and service natin ay nag-i-evolve. There is innovation. Hindi pwede yung yan na yan, pwede na yan, hindi pwede yan. Employee development and well-being. So maganda kung may training palagi. Brothers and sisters, in conclusion, I would like to say, balancing the financial health with social responsibility and ethical governance will ensure that these guardrails will strengthen stability, trust, capability to adapt to the changing needs of the members. These guardrails will empower the co-op to fulfill its mission and build a resilient and sustainable future. Ito yung inaasa natin. We take care of our earth. On the right side, that's the International Cooperative Alliance, the group of cooperatives worldwide. And dahil credit co-op tayo, we have the credit union logo. And then below is the icon co-op na ginagamit worldwide. Brothers and sisters, maraming salamat po sa inyong panahon. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.